Welcome to Yep Yeah Yes with Marissa and Tamika. Today we will be discussing music, movies, and TV in a digital age versus the 90s. Why did I pick 90s? I don't know. I just did. And we can say 2000s. Anyway.
What about 80s?
Because 80s, even though I know the 80s, I feel like with music...
90s,
yeah. 90s
okay.
and 2000s is where you start buying CDs and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Not bad.
How's your cough?
It's back at full force. I ain't got no insurance no more.
No, for a little bit because you have a different job.
But so of course now my cough is fucking up. So, but I have a good relationship with my what do you call her?
Internist, health practitioner.
No, allergist.
Allergist.
And she's like, girl, come by the office. I'll give you some samples.
Oh,
but every time she tells me to come to the office, I'm not in town because I got to go there at a specific time so that she can give it to me through the side door.
Yeah.
It's not drugs. It's a pump, but still it's samples.
Inhaler.
But they would want me to, when I get to the office, they would want me to sign in at the front desk.
Oh yeah,
insurance, but she's just giving me
a sample.
Prescriptions. But anyway, I haven't had a chance to get with her, so I still have a cough, and I will be coughing during the episode. But deal with it. So we're talking music, movies, and TV today versus the height of our on and popping in the 90s and 2000s, because we was getting it on back then.
Girl.
Music was everything. TV was. I feel like TV back then for us was not as relevant as it is today, as well as movies, because today we have the Netflix and chill. Yeah. The ability to just stream something. Like I could be watching something right now, and as you talk, and just act like I'm not listening. Act like I'm listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you can be on the phone with somebody. How many times have you been on the phone with somebody? How many times have you been on the phone with me? Never. And I'll be like,
Never.
And now it's like silence.
Never.
And you're like, well, what did you say?
Never.
Because we're in a digital age, so now your attention is divided elsewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And nobody goes to the bathroom alone. Remember when you said
I just used your bathroom and I went by myself.
Yeah, but
by the way, your bathroom was extremely clean. I felt like, when you go to Target when they first open and you're like, let me use the bathroom,
and you get a fresh toilet.
Bitch, I went into your bathroom. I was like, I smell the Clorox.
I know you love that smell.
I was like, yes, sir. And she had wet wipes, so I was like, oh yeah,
yes, sir.
I was good to go.
So check this out. So. Remember when I was going to college that I'd leave at like 6:40, but my class didn't start till it was a drive, so I had to leave like very, very early, like 6:30, 6:40 the latest, so I could beat part of that morning commute. But I would get there extra early because I would stop at the deli, get a breakfast sandwich, get some coffee, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I'd get a fresh toilet.
I was wondering where you were going with this.
It was just enough to let it sit in my stomach for a second, get to the school, get my fresh toilet, and start my day.
A lot of bathroom humor right now, so we'll move on.
Ain't nothing funny about it.
It was funny. It's funny
seriousness.
Because, it's serious, but it's funny because it's like a clean bathroom is everything.
It really
even in your own home.
I
know in your home you got 3 boys and 2 women, 2 girls in your home. So I know the boys ain't necessarily,
I know.
No matter how much you teach them, they're just it's their DNA.
I have to tell you, my little guy, I got mad one day, right? And I was like, that's it. Every time you're gonna go to the bathroom to urinate, I took a cup and I put Cheerios in it, and I was like, you gotta throw one in the toilet and you gotta hit the Cheerio. My little guy did it like every single time. Like the older one was just like, whatever, I'm just going to the bathroom. The little guy grabbed his cup,
made a
did his Cheerios. He loved it. He loved to aim.
Yeah, but see, that grossed me out because he probably would eat the rest of the Cheerios that was left.
No, he knew not to.
That to me
he knew not to do that. Like
no, but you never know.
Pee and chew.
Yeah, it's like
no,
one for me, one for the toilet.
no, they were the regular plain, not the honey ones.
Yeah, but they're still
dry.
The plain. Yeah, but
they're dry. Ew.
Yeah,
you chew that as a snack?
No, as a snack. I don't remember snacks as a kid.
Right?
I don't remember a snack pack of Doritos.
Never.
What snacks did you
Never.
You know the snack that I had? The only snack that I can remember ever having that was individualized was the... Oh, what are they called?
What did it look like? The cheese...
Cracker Jacks. The Cracker
Jacks. Box, right?
Yeah, the Cracker Jacks. You wait for But I don't
remember the little thing that had the square cheese.
Yeah,
with the red.
Yeah, that was
stick?
nasty shit. Like cheese was kind of cheese in there. It wasn't very very appetizing.
No, but like you never snacked. When I was little, a snack like my grandma used to eat mangoes and she used to slice a nice piece for me.
That's that Portal thing, man.
Really?
I wish I knew Portals. I wish I had a love for Portals back in the day. In the 80s, it was just like, oh, they different. You know what I mean? Then you know, all of a sudden they start marrying in my family. I'm like, all right, cool. Then my best friend becomes one or is one. I'm like, all right.
Becomes one.
Well, I mean, it's not like I became friends with you because you was Puerto Rican. I became friends with you because of you.
Yeah.
And you just happened to be Puerto Rican. I fell in love with your personality.
No. You're right.
And the drawback was that you was Puerto Rican. And this happened back in the 90s. Speaking of the 90s, let's go back a little.
Yeah.
So back in the 90s and early 2000s, do you remember how you got your content in terms of music, movies, and television?
I was very, very lucky. I worked at Sam Goody. I started working at Sam Goody when I was 16. When I was 16,
what's so funny?
Because you just slurped and like
that was me slurping my coffee. This coffee is good as shit. You put enough tea, put enough sugar, and I was like, yes.
I noticed you got a little pick me up too. Okay, so I was so lucky to work at a music store.
Right.
Sam Goody. It was a small store in Central Islip. It was such an amazing experience. So I was never very, like, I'm still not technologically inclined. Like, you have to walk me through Apple devices sometimes, and Apple devices are made for idiots. So anyway.
Who you calling an idiot? You better talk about yourself.
I am talking about myself.
Well, I'm glad, because you said idiots, not for this idiot.
No, not for you. I just said you walk me through Apple devices.
You said Apple devices are made for idiots.
Oh my God, how much easier can a device get? You literally open the thing and turn it on, and it walks you through the setup.
We'll get back to that.
Okay, anyway.
So back in the 90s.
I didn't do the Napster. I didn't do any of that. I did. Our label people, you become friends with them. They know what you like. They gave you promos. You open something in a music store. You listen to it, and it was just the discovery of different genres.
That was the day. That's the way it was done.
Yeah.
Even like videos, nobody was really using the YouTube. I don't know, when did YouTube come out? Do you know when it? You can Google that. Google that, son. But like when it came to videos, it's like, just make sure you're home at like 4:00 to see TRL. Or Video Music Box, or any of those when BET and VH1 and MTV actually played music videos. Yes, kids, MTV stands for music television. When the last time you seen a music video on MTV?
Okay, hold on. The first YouTube video titled "Me at the Zoo" shows co-founder Jawed Karim, Jawed, at San Diego Zoo. The video was uploaded April 23rd, 2005.
Look at how long before that wasn't even part of our world.
No,
our world in terms of technology was a VCR.
Yes, and the thick one, not that little slim shit that you see now.
An actual VCR, a CD, a Laserdisc.
No remotes either. We were the remote for our grandparents.
Oh my gosh!
And then the remotes were so simple.
That was later though. I say no remotes in the 80s. The 90s introduced a remote to a
But we're still kids. Remember, you go to your grandma's house and she change the channel.
They had 13 channels and the
little box with the one knob.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like when we're talking about the late 90s, early 2000s, the remote is there. It's just a matter of the capabilities.
If you had the means to do that, not every TV came with one.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
And remember, you got to think about the houses. Maybe my family's ghetto as shit, because everybody always had that big TV.
Before that.
Everybody always had the big TV that was broken, and they got the new TV on top of it.
This is how you need to look at it. This is what you need to do. Sorry. Think about.
Oh no, you're right. I'm bleeding into the 80s.
Back.
I'm bleeding. Okay, 90s.
Think to yourself when you lived had your first apartment. You had a remote.
I did have a remote.
So that's when. Just think about that time and on.
Okay,
don't think about grandma.
Okay.
And abuela.
I never called her abuela. No,
she wasn't abuela.
My mama abuela. Yeah. No, my dad's mom. I called her abuela.
But she was your abuela. I'm not saying you call her.
I
abuela.
love when you speak Spanish. You're so good at it. I love it.
I forget when we went out to dinner. I still think about your aunt, because I was like, "Can I get helado?"
And she was like, "Oh my God!" And she said, helado.
I think I put too much emphasis on the words. I'd be trying to get the accent like, ooh.
But you do it so well.
I don't mean to do it. It's just how I talk. But anyway, can we get back? This is how we do. Anyway, so
first apartment.
I feel like I'm on cocaine. I don't think this. I'm just. I was super tired driving here. When I got here, you gave me coffee. This coffee. Cocaine. Is this Cafe Bustelo?
No.
Okay, this not. This probably Starbucks.
No.
What is it?
It's
It's good.
Oh God, what's that actor's name that passed away?
The guy that makes the popcorn. Paul Newman?
Paul Newman Organic.
How did I know that?
Yeah.
I was not, you said after passed away, I'm like, Paul Newman, he makes stuff.
Because I really,
he passed away.
He did pass away. Remember Joe used to fly him, and then he stopped flying for him and started flying for the other guy because he called.
People like that?
So hold up a second. For real, so you know how like electrodes are in your brain, right? I feel like we are so in tune that our electrodes are actually talking to each other.
What color am I thinking about?
I want to say green.
I'm not, but we're almost close.
Blue?
Blue, yep.
Oh my God, I really wanted to say blue. Oh, stop it!
Okay, so anyway, so back to the 90s, everybody, most people at that time, in the 90s, early 2000s, had TVs with remote control. Right. They were still tube TVs, though. Most people didn't have the flat screen. The flat screen started coming later, but most people had the tube, and they had a remote, VCR, and then a lot of people had the VCR DVD combo. If you had a VCR DVD combo, you rich.
Poppin'.
Oh, you got it like word?
Poppin'.
Other people had like two, if you had just a VCR, I can't afford a DVD, But you think about all the stuff you needed to be comfortable, and then on top of that, you needed a CD player,
right?
And not everybody had a CD player. When we were working at Sam Goody, so you just mentioned, we had the singles still. People were still buying cassettes. Had the whole wall.
I worked at Sam Goody when they still sold vinyl, and now they're selling vinyl again, but not at Sam Goody.
Shout out to my cousin Candace, because she posted on Instagram a picture of a cassette. And she put it was like a captions like, these young kids don't know how much work we went in to make a mixtape. I'm like, this is and you'd be having you know what I'm saying, you gotta sit there and wait and then pause.
Didn't I tell you about the whole, didn't I reminisce with you the other day where how one of my old boyfriends made me this reggae mixtape? He didn't even like reggae, but he went out and bought all this stuff for me and made me the best danged mixtape. And Froman Lives makes the best mixtapes ever.
No, it's not Froman. Well, okay, I know, but I feel like Nick is the one.
Nick, yeah. Nick
sorry, one. Frank, you was cool, but Nick took you to another.
Yeah, Nick is the one,
because he actually cut them with vinyl, and he was doing it, and even my cousin. BJ, who we had on the podcast back in June. But anyway, so that shows back in the day, it was you went through a lot of effort to get the things you liked. Yeah. So that's how we were able to.
You had to buy a whole album for one song.
Right. And it's they didn't make the you appreciated those artists. There's so many artists that are quote unquote legendary today, based off of. Because you bought the whole.
How many times have you heard when you were talking to somebody about it, this new song? If you like that song, you're really gonna like this album. Because that's not even the best song.
You were good for that, because even when we worked at Sam Goody, most of the artists, I didn't like not most, but a lot of the artists that came out, you would just listen to them and be like, I don't they going somewhere. And
that's a hit.
what you call, I think is on Wendy today.
Macy Gray. I told you Macy Gray was
you
a hit.
She was gonna be. Yeah, and I'm still not feeling her. She's weird, but she's still. This is 20 years later, and she's still, people still checking for her. But that just goes to show, in that time, in that era of our life, the way that we accessed our music, even with the TV, it's even though HBO and all those cable channels were around, it's they didn't have. The shows would show all the time, but we didn't get to see them as much, because it's I ain't got time to wait.
No, remember when TiVo came out?
I wanted it so bad. First time I saw it was Rosie used to give them away on her show. She used to give away a TiVo to audience members. I wanted one so bad, and then my best friend bought me one. No. What's her name? Starts with an M. Anyway, the bitch.
I heard that bitch is doing a podcast.
Yeah, whatever. So, and then I bought her one, and she never used it.
I used it all the time. What are you talking about?
Used it. Yes. I remember old dude was like, "That's whack."
Oh, he's retarded. No
But anyway.
way. I use that thing all the time.
I just wish I wish my grandmother. I wish I had the money when both my grandmothers were alive.
Oh, to get
disposable
them.
Because I know,
Yeah.
like, I think about like all of the cassette tapes, VCR tapes.
Yeah.
I still have. I have like it's my grandmother used to write on like General Hospital,
Yes.
Brenda and Sonny. You know what I
You
mean?
have some of those.
I have,
some of your favorite episodes.
Yeah, it's like you put them together, and so I still have those. I still have some of hers, and it's just the way that we got our technology back then and how we kept it is so different than today. But before we get into today, one of the things that when after leaving Sam Goody, moving over to BMG,
which is a record label,
right? There was some time in between there, but you saw the transition where, like you had mentioned earlier, with the Napster, and even like places like MySpace, where you saw stuff was starting to come online. I remember GeoCities.
Yeah.
I used to do music reviews through GeoCities, and they said that you can find your pages, but you gotta find it. I'm like, I don't remember my website name, but it would be so cool if I'm able to find my pages from back in the early 90s. But back then it was like the mixtapes and stuff like that. If you didn't know somebody that made it, you walk around and people be in the barbershops, in the hair salon, on the street with like carpets of CDs and stuff, like, and you could tell that they were fake because you'd look and you're like, this looks funny. And it's like that when that started to happen, it was like, okay, things are changing rapidly. The whole digital realm, but I don't think it really affected TV shows. It was all movies and music.
Yeah, I definitely, and what's crazy is that, remember MP3s tried to do that big wave, but it wasn't affordable. You know what, I don't want to say that. I don't think it wasn't affordable. The player, an MP3 player, wasn't accessible. And I think that's why CDs kind of definitely took off and DVDs, because everything, how to play it, became so accessible and more affordable.
I remember when I was working at BMG, when I first got the job there, I was telling my dad about the job. And he's like, they're giving you all that? He's like, they're not going to be around much longer. I was like, why? Because he's like, it's not about you per se. It's about what they're choosing to spend the money on. And he knew that back then. I mean, you know, they had given me like an $8,000 expense account. Yeah. Like $8,000.
But that's what it was. That's how it was back then.
But now you can see why it didn't work. And I remember always saying, I might have even said this to you, like, how do you work at a record company like Sony, which is known for their technology? People know Sony more so for technology than they do for the music. How are you Sony and you don't come up with the iPod before Apple?
Didn't they have? Wait, did Sony do the Zune?
I don't know what the hell they did. Whatever they did not do the iPod.
They didn't do it well.
They didn't do it well enough. They had an MP3 player, but they were behind the ball. They had so many artists on Sony labels, Columbia Music. You know, they had so many different artists. They had Beyonce, and then they had, you know, they just had so much where they had an opportunity to really cash in on that digital.
They're a blockbuster.
Right.
They're a blockbuster.
But not exactly because they're still around.
Well, there's like one blockbuster around, but
no. But I'm saying Sony. It's not like they're not.
Yeah, they're not a
PlayStation.
business.
They have all this other stuff.
But the thing is, it's like you forget the vision, and it's
they
so
missed
funny.
The mark on that.
It's so crazy to me how, like, I can't imagine what new technology is gonna come out
until it comes out.
Until it comes out. Now, like, how did I live without this?
Like this whole Apple thing with the face scan. Like, you see it in movies, it's like, that can't happen now.
And oh my gosh, and now it is.
But even, like, I could never envision the iPad.
I was showing my kids a video, YouTube. I YouTube the Jetsons for them.
And what did they say?
Well, it wasn't crazy to them, because the only thing is, like, okay, when are we getting a flying car? Like, when is that happening? Because, like, you can do video, do video, television, and, like, people, like, they're, like, a robot is not, like, a robot made. They're like, oh, we need to get one of those. Like, it wasn't like, oh, that will never happen.
It's crazy when you think about what's still to come.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everything in that moment is in its infancy. And so when we think about the 90s and 2000s and how we lived life, I remember, you know, when we went on all these vacations and bringing our camera and stuff.
An actual camera, not a phone. A real camera.
You wouldn't do that now.
No.
I mean, I have a beautiful camera my mother gave me for my birthday a few years ago. I use it occasionally, but it's like, only time I really use it is if like I go hiking with one of my friends or going to a park or something like that.
What's crazy is like there's two schools of thought right now. One that's like, I want to say hipster for lack of a better word, where like they have to use like tactile technology, where it's like a camera, and I'm into it. I'm an artist. Or the person who has like a really good device that can do all that.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's like that when I was looking at, we were talking about earlier how Tim Cook announced the new Apple products, this week, and how he was talking about how this new camera is innovative and all this, and I just got myself a new iPhone.
Yeah.
I just got the 8 like a month ago. You know how this always happens to me. I buy a new phone and it's like, oh, we got the latest and greatest. It's like, really? Meanwhile, you sit there like, my phone sucks, and it's only a 6.
It's only a 6.
You would think,
yeah.
Like. This is how fast technology is working. You can either be pissed about it or move with it. You want to be one of the old people that's like, I hate it.
Yeah.
Or you just you're like, it is what it is. You got to keep moving with it.
The only thing that makes me nervous is like, so I noticed such a high level of sensory issues when it comes to children and their development and how they're developing and how they process information. So here's the thing.
Who cares about kids?
Well, I'm going to tell you why I care, why that's important to what we're talking about. So here's the thing. So you and I are in this crazy bubble where we didn't grow up with technology, but as
that's advanced, we grew up with technology. Our parents and grandparents, they probably be like, y'all had it
so good. No, but think about it. There was no Twitter, there was no phone, there was no device. So we were kids that played outside, but as we got older, where it was okay to be like in a cave in your room in the Fortress of Solitude, then you could have a computer talking on AIM to somebody.
Right.
So we're in that weird bubble where we understand the interpersonal relationships, but we also understand the development of technology. Kids today grow up with technology in such a younger stage than we ever did. They have access to certain things, but here's the problem. There is a development and sensory development that is lacking in kids right now. So think about it. Have you ever been with one of your kids as a kid? Think about your group of friends where you can say to someone like, oh, they're having a sensory overload and they can't process something.
No.
Or they have a sensory issue, they can't wear jeans, so they're having an issue right now. You didn't really, and listen, with technology comes awareness, but now think of your awareness. There was always one weird kid, yes, but here's the thing. When you have the sensory overload and inability to process information, or you process information in a different way, and you're not using more than 2 senses as you're learning, there comes a very big problem. So parents today, or caregivers today, are giving devices as a learning tool. Here's the problem. Your brain is processing the information, your ears are hearing it, but nothing else in your body is working for it. As opposed to sitting with another human, hearing, talking, them making sounds, or like it's 3 or more sensories. So when now you're like, think about a kindergartner. Now they're in a classroom. They hear a teacher talk about the letter A. They're asking for you to understand the sound of the letter A. They're asking you to add that sound to an actual thing, an apple, and you see a picture of an apple. That's a sensory overload. Now they can't process that information.
Because they're thinking beyond it.
They can't think beyond it. They're stuck. They cannot process they can't connect 5 things to the letter A.
When I say thinking beyond it, their brain format is thinking digital.
Yes.
It's not thinking tangible.
So it's, yes, right. It's completely
That's what I'm
stopped.
saying, beyond it. They're thinking it beyond what they can see.
Right.
They've gone beyond, they've taken a step over that.
They can, yeah, exactly. So that's my only fear when it comes to this amazing resurgence of technology and innovation and all that stuff. There's a whole host of issues that we're not really understanding. Now, you have all these kids with sensory issues. These kids turn into adults. What do you have when you have an adult that has a sensory issue or a processing disorder? Because kids, there's processing disorders where you can try to teach a kid math and they can get 1 + 1 = 2. But now what happens when you ask them to take that 2 and convert it into something else?
I don't have children, so I can't really, I can try to see what you're coming from, but because you're thinking more of on a compassionate level about where your kids,
fuck that. I'm thinking about these kids have to fucking work while these kids are trying to take care of us. These might be doctors that we're going to.
But the thing that I think is great is that's how the world is. It evolves, and so if you want to keep holding on to past things, how can you grow? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it's like I think about you and I and people in our within our 10 years of our age group are very unique in the sense, and then the next your kids will be the next unique ones. It's cyclical,
right?
And so our parents and grandparents and people older than us, they grew up in a time, like you were saying with the digital, they grew up in a time where there were no VCRs.
Yeah.
It was just a TV.
Yeah, they were full-fledged, mortgage paying,
We're really people. Going outside, we're playing, we're digging holes.
Yeah.
We grew up in an age, I don't want to pretend that everything was outside. Yeah, we were outside, but we also had Nintendo and Atari.
Oh yeah.
We had a cassette tape.
Mm-hmm.
We had
record
CD
players,
player. It's not like we didn't have technology.
Yeah.
It's just not the same type of technology as it is today. So we had 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yes.
The kids today
have 2 feet in.
They still have a foot out. They're still kids. I still drive around and I see kids playing football outside.
But see,
Go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt you, and I know you hate that, but I feel like that is a conscious decision from the parents that understand having 1 foot in, 1 foot out, how important that is. Think of the population. Like, you have to think about in numbers. I'm moving. That neighborhood, I never see anyone outside. There's no one outside.
But a lot of that has to do with, number one, people don't want kids in the street. Mm-hmm. They have the kids playing in the backyard. People have their homes are constructed in a certain way where they have playrooms. When you grew up, was there a playroom in your house?
Yeah.
Was there? No, I'm saying.
Yeah, in my house. Yeah.
You had a playroom when you grew up?
When I was a kid, yeah, in Riverdale.
Well, you was rich. We didn't have a play. We had our bedroom.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's some old fugazi, rich white people. Well, you're not right. Puerto Rican people. Puerto Rican want to be white people.
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth today.
I never knew anybody growing up that had a playroom. Let me just put it that way. Nobody had a playroom.
Yeah, but I had a house with a basement. It's just
we did too, but there was no playroom. Each room was utilized for something. One room could be a den. Another room was like, well, this is where the storage stuff is. Mm-hmm. You don't have a room just for your toys and shit. Your toys go in your bedroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nowadays, I feel like everybody got a playroom. Like, let's go in a playroom, and they got multiple playrooms. Go in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's in the street anymore. Yeah. People got large backyard. They're constructing them in ways like nobody had decks and stuff back in the day.
No, yeah.
It was just like grass back there. Have a patio. Now people have a patio with a deck and lawn furniture and all. It's not like fold-up chairs. It's like a living room in the backyard. So you have that. And then you're saying people make a constructive and concerted effort to make their kids play outside. But even now, it's like, I don't know if it's constructive or people, if you think about, say you're driving around at 4 o'clock, you might not see them in your neighborhood, but now they're building all these soccer fields. You'll see them playing in soccer fields, on the weekend, all day. All day, like there's one by my house. There's like 6 or 7 soccer fields in one ground, and all day the kids are out there, all age groups playing. You know what I mean? And so I think that people, they're making concerted effort to keep them outside and be in sports and stuff like that. But I think we're not giving people credit where they are finding the balance to where it's back and forth. Unfortunately, we today's day and age, the technology is like overload, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But is it overload or is just a gradual accession? Like it's just how life is going. You know what I mean? Back in my mom, they didn't have like a Panera press and coffee. Like coffee, you had a coffee pot on the stove. Mm-hmm. Now it's like I got a Keurig. I just put the cup in and do it myself. So it's not about just too much stuff. It's just about ease, and now you can just spend time. I don't know if we could have did this podcast 20 years ago,
right? Based
on time and how much time it takes. Like we're doing it on my phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then it's like, okay, we had to get the money together so we can buy a recording device, and then we got to make sure, like it's just very different. The way technology has changed, and even like just transition a little bit. But I remember, like, not even 5 years ago, how we got the movies. Even today, it's like the torrents. You know, and now it's like
the bootleg guy who would come into the salon.
Right, but now it's like you just order Netflix and you get everything, or Hulu, or
on demand, Amazon.
Right, like
it's crazy.
Every movie you need, like you don't even need to get it free no more.
Yeah,
they don't found a way.
But even you don't even have to go to the movie theater because you could pay for it. But like you can, what is that? What do we have here? Optimum, and like you can do what's playing and what's in theaters now.
Like if you go to the movie theater, you're only going for the experience.
Yeah,
You're not going to see the movie because you need to see the movie.
Yeah.
Because if you was just chill about the movie, like you can wait a week.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's like I just want to be in, like they're making it like well you got to come there. They got the reclining seats. Like I'm just gonna, you know, some of these.
I remember you and me went to, was it in Levittown? Where did we go? It was the first reclining seat. And I almost fell asleep. I was like, what the hell did you do to me?
I mean, you can order food and shit. Like I'm gonna get me
right to your seat.
Right. So it's very they trying to be like, look, you know, and it was $5 for matinee. So they're really changing it to where it's like the money that you're spending is on the food and the concessions and experience, not so much the movie.
Yeah.
And so it's a new day. It's a new day.
I remember my dad took me at 4 years old to go see Platoon.
Oh, that was such a good movie. But
not for a 4-year-old.
No, but yeah.
My dad, because my dad was a Vietnam vet, and he just like at that time. At that time they made all these like war movies and army and like, you know, military movies, like, you know,
they go in phases.
Oh my gosh, but I just remember like my dad is a big movie. Both my parents were very big into movies and pop culture, but my dad liked going to the movies, my mom liked to watch them. And
you're a good mix between both.
I'm exactly the same mix between both. I love the movie theater and I love sitting and watching movies all day. But anyway, I remember we go to the movie theater and I'm thinking we're going to go see something good. I sit down and I'm like, the guy commits suicide in the bathroom. I'm 4. He shoots through his mouth with I'm 4, homie, and I still have my movie ticket.
Such a good movie. Oh, you do?
I still have my movie ticket.
You need to laminate it.
I don't know.
Why?
I just remember
laminating it.
No, I just remember, like, I don't even know why I kept it. I just remember thinking to myself, I'm not sure if I'm, like, I know this ain't appropriate. And then, like, part of the movie, it was just 4, homie.
But it's funny because now, if you watch it now, it's not as, when you think about the movies that are being made today.
Do you know my kids tried to watch Home Alone last night? And I was like, this is inappropriate. No, they were, like, one adult calls a kid, you're such a little jerk. And they're like...
Really? You know how much stuff they're going to hear in school?
I know, but to me, they're too little for that. Like... An adult doesn't talk like that anymore.
See, this is the problem. This is the issue here.
Oh my gosh.
No, since you want to keep bringing up your children, I'm going to tell you about your children.
You can tell me to shut the hell up.
No, I'm not telling you to shut the hell up, but it's parents like you that raise little sissies. Because they go out in the world and they think like, oh, that's a bad word, and they're like 10 years old. Like it's you. I remember before you had children, it's like my kids can listen to whatever they can say. Now you're just like you listening to something and explaining to them. You can listen, but you can't say. Like if you teach them that, I mean, who gives a shit?
I gave a shit. I just didn't like the movie.
Now you give a shit.
I don't know.
But you never.
No. I still listen to I listen to uncensored music in the car.
So why is it okay for them? Fuck you. Don't ask me for shit. But to call somebody else a jerk, to hear a kid call somebody a jerk, that's a bigger deal.
But even the shows that they watch, there's certain shows I don't let them watch.
But why is that?
Well, first of all, if you see these effing shows like on Disney and Nickelodeon, all the parents look like these dumb fucks. Kids have autonomy. Like, you can't fucking go out on a date on a Tuesday and you're 12, asshole.
It's a new day. You do know that, right? Kids are doing that.
Oh, well.
How many times have you gone to the mall during the week? I know you. I mean, who am I to tell you how to raise your kid? I'm just don't get into that bubble where you're one of those parents that are like, they can't do this, that, and the other, and then they start hiding shit from you. You think they tell you everything, and all of a sudden, like, I'm at the mall, at Whitman Mall, and I'm like, Marina? Or, sorry, I didn't mean to use her name, but I'm like, hey, little girl, what are you doing here? And she told you she's on a group date, and she's only with one person, because she didn't want to tell you because you get, like, you shouldn't have this, and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just something to think about, food for thought. But that's another podcast we'll discuss. I don't want to have a podcast on your children. I love them, but it's adult time, okay? It's adult time. So I want to transition to Yep, that's trending.
Or, yep, that's trending.
Yeah, exactly. So the Senate passed the bill, the Music Modernization Act, which is it's a streaming royalties overhaul for the music industry, and so obviously the music industry is incredibly happy. Can you pull up the thing where you just give a little bit background about it, and then we'll discuss our thoughts on it.
Okay, so this is something that I grabbed from
I think it's The Verge.
No.
Oh, you found something else?
I found something else from SoundCloud because it's on SoundCloud. The reason I liked this little synopsis because it's Fair Play, Fair Pay Act, and closes the pre-72 loophole by establishing federal copyright protection that will guarantee compensation for artists who recorded music before February 15, 1972. Artists who want to share royalties with studio producers and other creative participants to work with them creates a new process that will allow eligible participants in recordings made before the digital performance right was enacted in 1995 to share in digital royalties for those recordings, and establish a willing buyer, willing seller rate standard that will require all digital platforms to pay fair market value for music.
I think that's important because at the end of the day, that's where we get our music.
Yeah.
Like I only buy CDs for the art by the artists that I love.
Yeah.
You know, and even then I'm still like,
But listen, I want to take everybody, picture it. Sam Goody. 2000, let's make it an even 2000. Tamika would go to the shelf, click, 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 clack.
Well, I started BMG. Well, I was still a Sam Goody. I left in 2000. All right. Semantics aside, go ahead.
Click, 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 clack. Get a CD. Come over. Open the plastic. Open it just right. So, you know, that plastic portion on the side. So it shows that nobody opened the CD before us because we knew how to open them. We just shrink
without anybody knowing.
Whatever. Take out the booklet. Open the artwork. Read the thank yous. Read the lyrics. Read the producers.
Yep.
Look at the artwork, play the CD, close it all back up, and really understand the artistry of the album, the collection. And I think that's another thing that was so great about albums, like actual records.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing was a piece of art.
You can see who actually wrote it.
Yeah.
Now it's like you got to search for it.
Yeah.
If you download a song, you got to kind of like look and kind of click on a multiple tabs to get something, and then you still won't get the full story.
Tamika's a savant where you could show her the artwork of an album and she could tell you at least 2 songs that go on that album.
Not now. Back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
today,
now, I'm like, who knows?
Yeah, I'm
Who's
like,
that?
who the hell is that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Young Twist, Little Twist.
Ew.
Whatever twist. Only twist I know is Twist and Shout. And Twister from Chicago.
What's crazy is like all these like young artists and mumble rappers. I'm always like, I can't be a curmudgeon at this age yet. But like I want to respect it.
But even back in the day, like here's the thing: when you like music, you can tell who's gonna be around and who's not. Mm-hmm. Like even an artist like what was that guy? He was a rapper. He got arrested a couple of times. I can't remember his name, but anyway, Danger. Shake your ass. Mystical, right. Exactly.
Danger.
Danger. Thought he was fucking James Brown and shit. But he had hits. But you knew he wasn't going to be around. Like there's a style, but you can tell somebody is for the longevity.
Yeah.
Like Drake, you even though he's part of this whole era of mumble rap, he's got a style that you can tell will last 20 years from now.
Yeah.
There's certain artists where you're like you knew Master P was not going to be Master P.
No.
He
was going to hang up his hat, which is why he diversified so well.
Right. There's certain artists where you know, like you knew Jay-Z was going to be around a while.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's certain artists where you're like, they good for now. Mm-hmm. Like Trina's cool, but it's like, unless you change the whole, like, you know, my next.
got
No, that was the
5,
other
6 best
chick.
friends.
Yeah. Like, okay, bitch. Now you can't sing that when you're 50.
No.
You know. But a love song by Drake, you can sing when you're 50. You just might not sing the other song.
Yeah.
Like even a guy like Chris Brown, you kind of knew he was gonna last because his songs, whether you like them or not, he sings.
Yeah.
And he does. My thing is like when it comes to R&B music, if you can make records where you think to yourself, okay, they don't gotta shake their ass when they're 50.
Yeah.
They're gonna last. This is why artists like Monica last. Because most of her songs was love songs. And she could just go on tour and just...
What do you think about Ciara? I feel like she's making a resurgence.
But she can't do level up for 20 years from now.
No.
I mean, maybe, but...
But here's the thing, though. Okay, I don't want to put it out there, but I've got a bug with her right now. So when she first came out, she was very much like just a generational artist. Like she always had like she's gonna make a summer hit. She's gonna have a one hit wonder. Like she always has like that only one song.
1, 2.
But like there's always like she doesn't not like her collection. Like her whole catalog is not really like it's a catalog. You know what I mean? Like,
right. She got like 5 songs.
She got like 5 hits. But I feel like all right, she walked away for a little bit. She saw something, and there's a little itty bitty piece of me that's like, listen, you've got a really good opportunity right now because a lot of these chicks out here ain't in the game. Look at Rihanna; she's working on some shit and nothing's out. You got really good like. There's Cardi B and Nicki. Like really, you're in a different league. Like it's a different genre.
Yeah.
So like you got a really great opportunity. Don't F it up right now.
I feel when it comes to Ciara, it's like. The reason why she remains relevant today is more so her personal life.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's not really her music. You're not like checking for like, ooh, she got a new album. Like the Level Up song, it's like hot. But think to yourself.
But it's a social media hot.
Right. And is it going to be? Think to yourself, like I said before, it's like when you go on, like me and Tisha are going to go see New Edition at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
They have songs that you can still sing.
You can be singing them forever.
They can sit on a stool and just sing the songs.
Yeah.
If Ciara sings My Goodies, you want to see the dancing with it.
Yeah, you want to perform. Like, that needs a performance.
Right. That's why Janet Jackson is still trying to dance, but it's like you're 50-something, and it's like you got to just make sure you got the greatest dancers.
Yeah.
But Janet started way earlier.
Yeah.
She's been doing it since she was born,
basically.
But how many people are like Janet that are still out? There's nobody. Who else is in Janet's league that came out the same age as her that's still doing tours? There's nobody. That's why it's very slim picking. So this mumble rap shit, I don't have time to figure out who Little Twist is and who what's that guy? Like all the white people love it. No, the white guy with all the tattoos that all the white people like. My favorite rapper is Eminem and this guy. Like, why is it that white people that don't listen to rap always pick Eminem and then the white guy, not MGK. Post Malone.
Oh my God.
He's got like the braid. Anyway, but they like, oh, I love Post Malone. Oh, you love Post Malone. Why? But it's like one of the.
My whole body cringed when you said that. Why?
I don't know.
What happened?
What do you mean what happened?
I couldn't pick out a song of his, but I want to know why did I have this sort of reaction?
I don't know. But my point is that I have no desire to try to remember who half of these artists are. My thing is you can tell from based on your dislike and what you like rather and what moves you. Like you knew that you like Macy Gray. I don't know if Macy Gray like she's gonna be who she is forever. Yeah. You know, Erykah Badu had like 3 albums where everybody is like Better Call Tyrone. But you know, like she can make a whole tour for that.
She's another one who I feel like there's I have a collection of artists that are completely underrated. But the thing is, but certain people like Erykah Badu, she's an effing weirdo on top of it all. So it's really hard to like.
But it's like,
I love her, but it's like, but I can't be fucking with you, Erykah.
No, I still fuck with her. I don't follow her on Instagram anymore though because it's too many.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's a little too weird. But like,
it's not that it's too weird for me. It's too many.
Oh, I hate
like that. I don't want anybody that. Yeah, somebody that posts something 5 times. I just can't do it.
I can't.
But to transition back to because we have not even spoke about this topic. But this it actually goes good because a lot of these artists have these songs.
Yeah.
And they're touring off of one song, and so for the government to make it so that they make sure that for the rest of their life they get paid, because this country has now gone into the download and the streaming, like we were talking about earlier in the show, with the downloading from streaming services like Apple or Tidal or SoundCloud. Well, not really SoundCloud. What's the other one? Starts with Spotify. Spotify. That kind of thing. And so somebody might not have a chunk load of hits, but now they will get paid for that one song that might be a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, but you can buy a house with that one-hit wonder.
You can live life like it's golden, but a one-hit as a one. Yeah, exactly. but I think this is actually a good thing, especially when you think about, like they were saying prior to 1972. Think about all those artists that get sampled, and now their sample is part of a new song that's being downloaded. And all these artists today are they just releasing one song at a time. They're not really releasing whole albums. Unless they're like mega stars. But like Jennifer Lopez, she released the one song with Khaled. She didn't release the album though. It was just like a song. And Janet released one song a couple months ago. Like it's not, nobody's really doing an album unless they're like where they still have a relevancy today. Like Beyonce, she's gonna release a whole album.
I have this love-hate relationship with Jennifer Lopez, and I always have. And I don't understand where this comes from, but I gotta tell
That's
you.
all you have to say about that?
No, because I'm going off on a tangent. I know you're about to yell at me, but just let me finish my statement and then we'll get back on. Any dude that messes with her steps up for some reason.
They level up.
They level up. I don't know what happened with Alex Rodriguez, but why am I going to
his... You say Alice?
Alex.
Oh.
I have a lot of saliva in my
grits. Mouth. Go kiss my grits.
Kiss my grits.
Alice, remember? Flo said that?
No, I had to swallow. I have a lot of saliva in my mouth. That sounds disgusting. But, like, why am I going to his Instagram page and watching him and looking? He looks delicious. And remember when she was dating Ben Affleck?
He looked good.
He looked amazing. Now he looks like a...
Well, he's a drunk, and they want to act like he don't do drugs, but that boy does drugs.
He does drugs.
Those pictures that they got of him in the car is like, that ain't alcohol.
He's rough.
You doing more than... But I don't know why. This is why people look at drugs as a stigma. Like nobody's ever going to have respect for anybody that uses drugs and tries to get over it, because you stigmatize it still. It's okay to be an alcoholic and get help. God forbid you're on heroin and you get help. It's like, heroin. But anyway, can we return back to the streaming, please? Por favor. So anyway, the streaming. So yeah, but I think that it's good that this now has to pass in the House. It's only passed through the Senate. Now it just has to pass in the House, and
which I think it will.
Yeah, once it passes in the House, then
it gets on.
Then our wonderful president, Mr. MAGA himself, or MAGA.
Oh, what's the new thing? MAGA. What's the new thing? They just changed MAGA.
Who?
His folk. Make economy great again.
Oh, I thought it was gonna say, make the country white again.
Oh, no.
Hello. We just don't forget about the Native Americans like they didn't exist.
Oh my gosh. So I had this whole like.
Is this a new topic?
Okay, sorry.
Write it down.
No. Yeah, I'll write it down.
Yeah, well, put it in because you need to come.
Put it in your notes.
Put it in your notes. Don't even bring it up. Subscribe it to your memory. So anyway, I wanted to bring up because the Emmys was on the other night, and so they had, which I didn't watch it, but that goes back to the streaming thing we were talking about earlier, which I meant to bring up. It's like we now live in an era where you don't even have to watch a show no more.
No.
You just get the highlights, go on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram and be like, oh, the reparations for black people, oh, that was funny. But I don't need to now watch the show. And I was like,
reparations, okay.
Tashina Dooney. Oh, yeah, Urkel ain't never had an Emmy, word? He didn't do that,
Urkel?
Yeah, Steve, what's his name? Urkel. Stefan.
Why would he have an Emmy?
That show, you don't think he played the character well enough to get an Emmy?
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
I think, but the point of that, did you see the skit, the reparation skit?
No.
You have to watch it. So what's his name? Michael Che from SNL.
Right.
He went around to different parts of wherever and found people, black people, that he felt should have received the Emmy for their work during their show.
Oh.
So Tachina who played Pam on Martin, that you should have been had an Emmy.
Yeah.
She was good on that show.
Yeah.
Steve Urkel, or no, what's his name?
Malcolm,
yeah, Steve. Whatever his name is. You know who the hell I'm talking about. Stefan. You keep saying Stefan. That's whatever. Steve Urkel. He should have had an Emmy. He was talking about a whole bunch of different people. Like Florence from the Jeffersons. She should have had supporting actress. Yeah. So he was walking up on people. Like it was a skit, obviously. So he walked up, but she was walking up the steps. He's like, "Excuse me." He's like, she's like, "Oh, for me." So he's giving people, and then they were like, "Wait, this says I Spy, Bill Cosby." He's like, "Yeah, he don't get his Emmys no more." So he was like taking old Emmys from Bill Cosby. Yeah, I'm gonna send you the skit, but it's funny. But my point is that like I didn't watch the show. But because of the way the digital world works today, people, all you gotta do is upload that portion of the skit.
Right.
You don't even have to look for it. You just type in reparations Emmy and up it comes. It's like we live in a new world now where everything is so easy for us. It's at the tap of a finger. You know, like you're tapping at a finger now. You're going to get the information you need right now. I'm not even sure that you're paying attention to what the fuck I'm saying.
I am paying attention.
Because you're on your phone as usual.
You told me to write an effing note down.
I said that about 10 minutes ago.
How many times do we have to say that my stupid iPhone don't work no more because they're coming out with a DS?
My phone didn't level up. You got a 6?
Bitch, do you know how expensive this shit is
I'm
now?
I'm about a 6. I had 5 about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so shut the hell up.
Why you gotta curse at me?
Half full?
I'm allowed to curse. I don't have kids. I can say whatever the fuck I want. You got kids. You got to be more of an example. Anyway.
I'm a good fucking example.
I'm
tired
you know why? Of the show. Let's hang up.
Oh
not
God.
hang up. We can't hang up. We're going to say goodbye. It's 51 minutes, 38, 39, 40, 41.
All right, bitch.
42.
You're enough. I love you. Goodbye.
Oh, really? That's how you're going to end it?
Well, how are we supposed to end it?
Where can they find us, Marissa?
Yes, 18.
On Twitter? They can actually... Speaking of the topic of today, they can download it via Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music,
Podbean,
YouTube, SoundCloud.
Don't forget Riding Dirty with Yep Yeah Yes.
Oh yeah, as soon as we have a new episode, we'll be able to post it on Friday.
Yep.
We'll post that. Let us know what you think about college because we hate it. We don't hate it, but it's like really. You know?
I'm saying, just give us your opinion.
It is what it is. But yeah, they can get us on Instagram, yes 18, Twitter, yes. Did you already say that?
I did.
Okay, my bad.
Well, mofos can slide into them DMs.
And let us know what you think. We, little by little, we gain a little people, and then people fall off.
And they come back.
It's crazy because between the two of us, we have so many cousins and aunts and uncles, and these mofos ain't listening. So as long as y'all don't listen, we will continue to talk shit about you.
Yeah, exactly.
So fuck you. and you and my cousin so and so and my other cousin.
Don't listen because I want to keep talking shit. Oh my god.
I'm not gonna say my aunt because I only got a couple.
Well, I got a bunch.
Neither one of them listen. One of them might listen. I'm not really sure though. But yeah, you got a bunch, and you just be throwing mofos under the bus like.
Because they don't listen.
I know, but then one day they're gonna listen when you're on the Oprah show.
I know.
Well, no, Oprah show ain't around no more. No, we're gonna be on Iyanla Fix Our. We're gonna be on Iyanla Fix Your Life, Our Life, because we got issues we need to delve into. But right now.
Wait, between each other?
Yes, we gotta fix our life.
What? Am I unaware of an issue?
We need to discuss some things, Marissa. It's been a rough life. No, I'm just kidding. I like when your face is like. No, we good. Be all right now. I'm gonna let you know. I'll be like, let's go to dinner, and then I talk your ear off at dinner, and you be like, damn it, I should have stayed my ass home. She's gonna wine, dine me, and find me.
But it's better than them long ass emails you used to yell.
Yeah, I don't do it. Well, it's a new day, a digital era. Nobody be emailing like that. If I get an email, I'm like, I tell my staff, I'm like, first you text me, then you call me, and then you email me if it's an emergency in that order. And I don't even like text.
Look at you, big girl. I tell my staff.
Whatever. Anyway, so it was good talking to you again this week. About everything and nothing, as usual. Enjoy your company, and yeah. What did you say? What are you gonna say to me?
Nothing.
Really?
I wanna. Oh, homie, I love you, and you're enough.
Oh, thank you so much. Bye now.